This video is sponsored by Skillshare. So I've realized that this video needs a proper intro before we get into everything. Spoiler alert, what's basically gonna happen here is that I'm gonna take these things and create this. It came out really cool, and yeah, that's the intro for this video. Let's go.
Accurate beats.
I just want to make a beat today. It's gonna sound like one of my normal sample-based beats, but it's not gonna be using samples at all in this case. Instead, I'm just gonna create different pieces of audio, record everything into Maschine Plus in this case, and start working from there. I know I haven't talked about this on the channel yet, but I actually picked up a really affordable electronic drum kit like 5 or 6 months ago just to try to learn to play the drums for some reason. I've had a lot of fun, but the built-in drum module on this Nitro kit from Alesis sounds like crap. It sounds like absolute garbage and it needs to be replaced with something else. So I'm routing the USB from the drum module into the computer to trigger sounds from the Addictive Drums 2 from XLN Audio. Sounds way better. Let's do that first of all. Good enough. And here we are back in Maschine. Everything is recorded, and obviously I recorded way more audio here than you got to see in the video because I mess things up all the time. So that's the entire piece of audio right there. And I think what I'm actually gonna be able to keep is this at the end here. But before we're getting into the editing of those drum sounds or maybe a loop or something, let's record some other stuff into Maschine from the synths and whatnot. Let's start with the Jupiter XM and the Korg Wavestate, and I'm pretty sure that the Arturia Microfreak is connected too. That's right. And even though I'm pretty much up for anything, I don't want to go completely random if I don't have to, so let's stay in A minor 7 and like D minor 7. Let's switch presets too, like, I don't know, like that, and let's go. That's kind of cool. So I've got a lot of stuff, but I think I need some more bassy type of sounds too. So let's try to look for a bass. So that's enough of that craziness. Now all of that audio is recorded in Maschine, and now I can start chopping that up and putting drums to it and make a beat basically. Let's see how that goes. Starting with the drums, looks like this. Let's actually go ahead and truncate that. So that's obviously not played by a proper drummer, so yeah, it's not super tight. Let's see another point here. That's a better loop, so let's save it over there. But let's also start chopping individual sounds from this. Yeah, sure. When I'm working like this, I'm realizing that I could just trigger the individual sounds and record it like that. But now I also have an option to use that loop if I wanted to, and I also hope to find different like velocity levels for different drums or whatever. And sure enough, that could be used. Now after a bit of chopping, I'm stuck with And now, just to get some type of reference point, I'm actually going to load up one of the drum kits from the Crate Cuts expansion, because they sound really crispy and clean, even though they're dusty. So my drum sounds right now sounds like that, compared to the Native Instruments ones. And I'm not by any means trying to get my drums to sound similar to these, but it's always good to have a reference point when it comes to, you know, frequency ranges and stuff. Let's go for the snare and make something more fun happen to it. Let's first of all grab one of the transient masters, just to increase the attack. Equalizer, make some crazy changes right off the bat, just like that. Let's give the hi-hat an EQ as well. Decrease the sustain, increase the attack. Let's boost the lows. You know what? I don't want to work with this kick drum anymore. Let's cheat a little bit instead. Let's load up one of the kits from the Crate Cuts expansion again. So let's use that one instead, but let's actually keep a little bit of the tonality from this one by putting them into the same link group. In this case, link group number 1. Let's actually just record a simple drum loop here, just to have something going. 90 BPM and now let's go ahead and select the snares like so and move them a little bit to the left just to get some extra swing, and do the opposite for the hi-hats, move them a little bit to the right. Yeah, that doesn't hurt, and that's it for the drums. Let's move along to all the different samples. So that's the first one. I want my sample to play in ADSR mode, like that. Now I just need to duplicate this one over and start looking for different slice points, basically. That could be the second one. That's nice. Not sure about that, but let's keep it just because we can. That could be fun. Yeah, who knows? Let's keep that one too. Okay, it took a little bit of time, but now I have 16 plus 16 plus 14 different slices to choose from and play on top of these drums. And everything kind of works together, but not really always. However, the next step here is just to find a way to combine these different sounds to make everything just make sense. Let's try to change the pitch of everything just to switch things up. Let's put this one down 4 semitones. Now we have this. Let's try to increase the pitch of these groups to 3 plus instead of 3 minus, and let's see how that feels. Yeah, that feels way different, and I think I like this more. So let's stick with this and let's record some basic chops into the sequencer, and then let's add more stuff to it. So it's choppy, it's kind of all over the place and a bit crazy, but still has a nice vibe to it, so I think this is kind of cool. But a part of me still wants to squeeze even more stuff in here because I can. That one, for instance. Let's add a grain delay set to yet another octave up. Sure. But this might be my favorite version. So now it's time to sidechain all of these different groups to the kick. And for some reason I lost my bass line. Those things, so let's just do that again. Now a quick message from today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. And Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Skillshare has a lot of different great classes that might appeal to you on topics like music production, productivity, videography, graphic design, and much more. Most classes are under 60 minutes with short lessons to easily fit into any schedule. I've mentioned this one before, but I just can't recommend it enough. MKBHD Marcus Brownlee has a Skillshare class out on YouTubing called YouTube Success, Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD. That class in itself really inspired me to keep on going with this YouTube channel, and I've also learned a few tricks from the mixing class taught by Young Guru on Skillshare. I think it's a great service, and everything on the site is specifically curated for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always adding new premium classes to make it easy to stay focused and follow along wherever your creativity takes you. Discover what you can make with classes for every skill level, because whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you are a creative. And please note that the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thanks a lot to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the actual video. And so far I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. So I have this pattern, this loop. It feels good, but I need something else, like a secondary pattern. So now let's do the same thing all over again, but a little bit more simplified, so to speak. Now we need some bass for this pattern too, just because it kind of needs it. So let's do something simple like so that's the second pattern too. So now I have two different patterns, and I should create a third one that's even more stripped down. And like, yeah, let's use that one, and yeah, let's just do something. And while we're at it, let's add that one too. But that could be fun. So I'm starting to feel like I've been at this project for some time now, and I'm done for tonight. I'm gonna add some scratching on top of this one tomorrow, and then just finish the video off and post this. I think this came out pretty cool, honestly.
That's right. I got the remedy. I got the remedy. That's right.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Come on. I'm ill. What? Peace to my peoples. I ain't the average cat. Average cat.